Hello and welcome to Kip's Bits. That sounds terrible. I'm Kip Hakes and this is my secondary channel. My main channel, Kip Hakes, is like the big one, and Kip's Bits are a lot smaller. But yeah, essentially this is a secondary channel where I basically put up some videos that are still good, but probably not quite good enough to go on the main channel, or are perhaps a bit niche and not of interest to a wider audience. So if you stumbled across this video by just searching for what I'm about to show you, then maybe go and subscribe to my main channel, as well as hitting subscribe over here as well. So what are we doing today? Well, as the title and thumbnail suggests, we are replacing the stereo in my 2015 Renault Captur. The head unit was obviously fine when this came out in 2015, but technology has moved on quite a bit, and it doesn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. The Bluetooth connection's a bit iffy, and the FM radio signal is very, very bad. So I'm hoping to replace it with a newer Renault stereo. Now this stereo is actually found in a lot of Renault models, so in theory, if I think this is going to work, which I think it should, if you've got a Renault Captur or one of the stereos similar to the one I'm taking out, this newer replacement should be a direct swap. So I'm hoping that's the case, but I don't know, because I'm sort of making this up as I go along. Now also, the benefit of the newer head unit is it has DAB, so we can get digital radio in this car, and that in itself causes a problem because we don't have a DAB antenna either. So later on in the video, if everything works, we're going to install one of those as well. Here is my new head unit, and it doesn't actually look all that different from the old one, but the software inside it is much better. Now, I will tell you the model number of this, because essentially if you can pick up a working one of these on eBay and you've got the radio code for it, which mine does, it's written on the top there very kindly, you should be able to do this swap for yourself. Now it might be that the mountings here, these guys, are slightly different, but we might be able to unscrew them and put on the old ones. Like I say, I don't really know what I'm doing. I am just sort of making this up as I go along. So yeah, it could all go horribly wrong, or it could go horribly right. So enough chatting. Let me readjust the cameras and things so you can see me remove this existing head unit. Let's go. Okay, so first job is to take this fascia out. I've got some plastic sort of spudger tools, just so you can see a little bit clearer. It's not actually this silver strip here we're removing, it's behind the silver strip. So behind here now, we've got this connector that we've got to undo and take out, so we can remove this fascia completely. There we go, that can go out of the way for a little while. So now we're left with these 4 screws here, and I think they're T20 heads. The name is worn away on the handle on this, so I can't tell you, but yeah, I think they're T20. Right, moment of truth. Gently pull it out. There we go. So this is the model that we are replacing, is the LAN 5200WR1. I think this one is called a Media Nav, and our new one is a Media Nav 2 Evolution, maybe. So this is what we're left with, and I think the connections are exactly the same. So we've got this guy here. We've got this grey guy here. We've got this other guy here, and one of these is the aerial and one of these is the GPS aerial. I'm not sure. I think the blue one is the GPS and I think this one's the actual aerial. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But what I'll do actually is I'll put up on screen the pinouts of all these connections just for your reference. I think this one is the sort of main power and speakers, and then these are sort of for the reversing camera maybe, and all the other sort of ancillaries, but I'll put that up on the screen so you can see exactly what's what. So now we've just got to disconnect them, which is hard to do while I'm holding a phone. Right, so here is our original head unit and there is our replacement. And I would say they are absolutely identical at the back here. Obviously this is our DAB radio antenna, which we'll sort out in a bit if everything works. We've got a hole where one could go on this one. But yeah, it literally doesn't get any easier. So essentially, we just got to plug our new one back in. Right, okay. Well, it's already turned on and it's asking for the key code. 0122. Okay. Okay. Oh man, it works. Does it know where we are on a map? I'm going to have to blur this, obviously. Okay, so it's got an older map on it that doesn't have where I live because I live in a relatively new house. Excellent. How do we switch to DAB? Or does it not? Ah, look, there we go. Right, so we've got no DAB because we don't have an aerial, but we will fix that. Oh man. This is so good. Okay, that's the software version I'm on. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to leave it sort of loosely fitting like that because we need to install the DAB aerial and we need to get behind it. So that's not going to be its final sort of resting position for everything. I just want to try out the Android Auto to see if that works. Might invest in a wireless dongle because you have to plug the wire in. Now let me put my phone and plug it in. Yes! Do you wish to launch Apple CarPlay? Yes, I do. Finish setting up CarPlay. So we've got the Apple CarPlay symbol in the corner of the screen. So essentially, my phone is plugged in via this cable. And yeah, I've got Apple CarPlay. Oh man, that's so good. Oh, you can't see that because I've blurred it, but yes, it very much has me and my car. This is so good. I'm so happy. Right, so I've swapped sides in the car now because I need to remove this bit of A-pillar trim because we need to attach our aerial to a bit of bodywork, but I'll explain that in a second. So yeah, first job is to gently remove this piece of trim. I've never removed this before because when I did my dash cam, I was able to just lift it out of the way and push the wire behind it. But unfortunately, because I need to access the metalwork to attach the DAB aerial onto, yeah, we need to get this off. So good luck, everyone. Actually, it's worth noting, if your car has airbags in these pillars, be very careful doing this. My car does not have airbags, so I can afford to be a little bit more forceful. So yeah, just be careful. Nice. So the aerial is going to mount onto the windscreen. So what I've done is I've given the windscreen a bit of a clean with some IPA in this sort of upper corner here, just to remove any contaminants or anything like that. This is actually a relatively new windscreen, so it's actually pretty clean on the inside at least. So yeah, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but definitely give it a little bit of a clean with some IPA so everything sticks properly. So what I'll do is I'll switch over to the GoPro so you can see exactly how the aerial works. So this is our aerial and it's on a sort of sticker at the moment, a clear sticker. And then we've got this little junction box that the aerial connects into. Again, that's got adhesive on the back of it. And then we've got this sort of copper tape, which has got an adhesive strip on it as well. And the copper tape needs to be touching the metal bodywork of your car. That's how it works. It needs the aerial signal and it also needs a ground signal. So if you don't connect this, your aerial won't work properly. So essentially now we need to peel off the sticky backing and get this stuck up on the windscreen. It's a little bit hard to film, but I will do my best. So I'm going to test fit this first, just to sort of see roughly where it should go, because ideally you want it as high as possible. So I think something like that will do. So I'm going to take the main sticker off the back of the junction box. I'm just holding it in position so the adhesive gets a little bit of a chance to go off. But essentially, on the corner of your windscreen now, you will have this tiny little black box, but it's not too much of a problem. Right, so now I've got to get the metal foil sticker unpeeled and attach it to the bodywork of the car. There we go. And you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get some Velcro cable ties and tie it to the existing loom. So the cable's coming down with the existing wires and connected to it. And then we've got to work out how we're going to put our wiring down the side and get it round the back of the glove box and into the radio. So there we go, there's the aerial in position. And hopefully, there we go, the camera can adjust. So I've cable tied in my reversing camera power, and I've also cable tied in the DAB aerial wire. And that sort of goes down to here. And then we need to get it sort of behind here and through under the glove box. So if I remember rightly, yeah, there we go. This bit of trim pulls off. And I can tuck it behind here and head down here, which sort of goes into the fuse box and under the glove box. And this bit of trim down the side here pulls off as well, which could be helpful. Move that out of the way. Yeah, cool. So we've got a bit more access now to get down there and around under the glove box. So it's a bit hard to see, but essentially our wire is coming down now through there and then down here into the footwell. This is the dash cam wiring that I pulled loose to get it out. So yeah, I'll tidy that back up shortly. But yeah, our cable is now run from up there, down there, through here, round the back slightly, down there, and then down here and into the car. And essentially, we've got to get it through, round the back there, and up to the radio. I've got a cable rod that I put under where the head unit goes, and it goes down to the footwell to give me a route to my cable. So I'm essentially going to tape the end of this onto the cable rod and pull it up and through. So let's pull our rod up. And there we go, there's our DAB connector. Okay, so we're nearly there, but there is a problem, and it is the connector on the end of the DAB aerial. Now, I don't know how easy it is to see, but this is our DAB connector. And on the side here, it's got a little locking pin. And then it's got these two little fins at the bottom. It might be hard to see them. But essentially, it stops you from putting the connector in any old way. Now, what I've had to do is I've actually had to cut a piece out of the connector using a craft knife and some tin snips to go around that little key, because otherwise it just doesn't fit. Essentially, Oh, DAB. There we go. It goes in like that. And I think that's fully home and making a good connection. But we won't know until we turn the radio on. So let's do that. Okay, so do we have DAB? Let's go into radio and then switch down to DAB. Okay. Do an update list. Oh, yes. Wow, okay. So we should have more than that. Ah, I think the dash cam's interfering with it. I think the dash cam wiring is the problem. Yeah, look at that. I've just unplugged the dash cam and all the stations have appeared. Right, okay, so we've got some interference. Yeah, look.
24 hours away from now, and a lot of people
But if I plug in the dash cam,
but actually it turns out, and Serena Beacon confirmed this in a press conference, that Frank
signal goes. Right, okay. So I think I need to reroute the dash cam wiring to come around this side, because it's obviously putting some interference on. So if I unplug,
in any of the games anyway, but she's such a valuable squad member.
There we go.
Is absolutely incredible. She's
Okay.
got the ability to come on and you know, produce moments of magic. She's got so much.
now I wonder if the reversing camera works, because if this came from a car without a reversing camera, it might not be activated. Let me just put it in reverse. Right, so we don't have a camera. Do we still have the reversing sensors? I'm just going to back up towards Vicky's car. Oh yes, we do. We do. Okay, so the reversing sensors work, but the reversing camera is switched off. Now I think there is a sort of hidden settings menu in this somewhere that we might be able to access this and turn it on, I think. Or I might need to use my code reader. It's a bit of a pain that I've got to move the dash cam wiring, but it's not the end of the world. I'd much rather have a working stereo that's really good and does what I want than a dash cam right now. But we can fix that. We can just move the wiring around and that'll fix it. There's clearly some interference with them being so close to each other, which makes sense really, because it's a power line, isn't it? Right, so I guess what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this set in properly, and then we can worry about the wiring, and then we can worry about the reversing camera after that. Good. Oh, it's so hot in here. Right, because I don't have the air conditioning controls on, so I can't turn the air conditioning on. So I'm going to get this plugged back in. I'm going to get this set in properly, and then we can carry on. There we go. It is all installed and done. Now I was sort of correct. There is a way of activating the reversing camera because it's not currently activated. But I think I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on exactly how to do that. So that will be in another video, which I'll stick on Kip's Bits. But for now, we've got a nice new head unit with DAB and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it works, which is fantastic. So I am over the moon with that. So yeah, it's been a good video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been interesting. If it has, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, hit the like button. Yeah, I haven't got anything else to say, so see ya.